And I was like, oh, here I go again. You know that shit they say. Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. You know what I'm saying? And so I had the first album. I did an EP with all the old stuff. That's what it was. I did an EP. I only had like six songs, and these songs are all recording back. Because the thing with Sean Price is probably like the first time I worked with Sean was probably like 2014. 2014 is the first time I worked with Price, right? But the music that I put out was like songs that was done in like, no lie, man, like 97, 98. Yo, this is the time span. We talking about 97, 98, 2014.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I'm putting out songs that I made in the 90s in 2014. And the shit was just hitting. The response to it was just, people just was loving it. And so that's why I decided, you know what, I'm gonna make an album. And I remember I had a song called Beast Inside. Like I said, I was doing promoting. And this was back when guys used to still go to clubs and hand out flyers. You know what I'm saying? So I was at a club in Brooklyn. I forgot the name of the club exactly. And Duck Down was there. It was like a mixture of Duck Down artists, and I bumped into Sean Price. It was like a natural. It wasn't like, yo, what up, Sean? You know what I mean? It was packed, but I remember that they had a bar, and the football game was on. And I'm sitting there, and I'm watching the game. I was a big Giants fan back then. And we talking, and I'm not realizing, because I'm in the zone. And I'm here, Sean Price is right here. And we both rooted for the Giants and shit. And I was like, oh, shit. So we started talking. And Sean Price, whatever. So that was our first meeting. And then when I started releasing music, we had this platform called Forbes DVD. And I was always like having my stuff thrown on there. I used to have my stuff thrown on Vlad too when it was early in the game before he just became pure corporate and left indies alone. And I was like, damn, I need someone on this record. And I saw some Sean Price shit. And I was like, you know what, let me reach out to Sean Price. And I reached out to him. I got his number. I don't know how the hell I get his number. And I was like, I called him. He picked up. I said, yo, what's up, Sean? He said, what's up, Batman? Well, I don't know, because this is an industry, it's a funny industry. You don't know who is watching you or for how long they've been watching you. This is a thankless game. No one's reaching out to me. That was a dope track, Bruce. Yeah. I've been watching you for 5-6 years behind the scenes. This guy's been watching me all this time. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I seen the shit you had on Forbes DVD. He actually thought I was from Brooklyn because the video had a Brooklyn Nets jacket on. Okay. So he initially thought I was from Brooklyn. He's like, yeah, you from Brooklyn, right? I saw the video. I said, nah, I'm from the Bronx. He's like, oh. So listen, he's like, oh. Like, you know, because these Brooklyn guys, man. Shouts out Brooklyn. You know, I went to school in Brooklyn, too. Metro Tech. I went to school around there. So I was like, nah, I'm from the Bronx. He's like, what part of the Bronx? I'm like, Soundview. He's like, oh, my wife's my father-in-law's from around there. So now I was good again. I was in his good graces again. You know what I'm saying? I was in his good graces again because I was his wife's father was from that area. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we did the first record, Beast Inside. That's the first record I did with him. The second record, Venom, which almost didn't happen with him on it, because when we did Beast Inside, he was supposed to make the music video and he didn't. He didn't. The very day of, I spoke to him early that morning. We spoke before that, and then I spoke to him after. He's like, yo, I was like, yo, what happened? He was like, yo, he said he had got into something with his significant other. I'm not gonna expand on it. Through his phone got shattered, whatever. And it got confirmed by her later down the line, right? And so here comes Venom. Venom was only really supposed to be me and Chris Rivers. And I was like, this is missing somebody. I want another artist on here. But when you're dealing with a certain type of hip hop, it's kind of slim pickings in New York. Keith came across my mind. I was like, yeah, Keith Murray, who I worked with in the past. Shouts out to Keith Murray on Home of the Spitters. Also had him host a few mixtapes for me. Also brought him out to shows. What up, Keith? It's the Batman. But yeah, so I thought about Keith for a second, and then Sean Price, I seen something again, so I called him. I was like, Sean, I got this record, but you know, lad, you ain't make. He started, oh, you know, man, I apologize to you for that already, man. And he's like, then he's like, yo, he's like, and one of the things he said to me, I don't know if it was that conversation or another conversation, and that's when he had the title of Mr. Don't Give a Fuck. And we were speaking one, and he said, yo, Bruce, I respect you. I respect what you do. And not too many people I'll say that to. You know what I mean? So, because, yeah, man. So, anyway, I was like, yeah, man, I got this record. He's like, yo, that's crazy. I'm about to go to the studio right now. Like, literally, the cab is on its way. I'm about to go to the studio right now. So he gave me the email. I sent him the record. He's like, who else is on the record? I said, Chris Rivers is on it. He's like, because you know Chris is a beast. So I guess he took a pause. Like, do I still want to be on this record? He didn't know who wants to be outshined and shit, right? So I emailed it to him. He said, yeah, I got the email. Now, all this is like taking place like 2, 3 in the afternoon. Yo, I'm chilling. My phone goes off. It's like 2 in the morning. I wasn't even going to pick that shit up. I picked it up. Yo, it's Sean. It's done. Yo, like 18 fucking hours later, it's Sean. It's done. I was like, all right. So he sent me over the session. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, this shit is fire. I was like, yeah, we're going to get that. We're going to stitch it together. And once I get the finished product, I'm going to shoot it your way. Because he already liked what I said, because I had sent my verse already. I'd sent my verse, and he already heard. And I said, Chris, I ain't trying to hide the verses from him. You know what I mean? Like, hell, this is what it is. This is what we doing. You know what I mean? And I remember I was in Manhattan. I was in Harlem doing something. This had to be like 5 days, if that, later. And I have a friend that used to help me out with my shows and my promotions. Shouts out to Kate. And he was like, yo, you heard what happened to Sean? And I was like, what you talking about? And I was like, yo, he said, yo, Sean Price died. Yo. And that shit sent a chill through me.